Morning, guys. We'll get started in about 5 minutes, okay? If you want some music, find something of your own to play in the background, and I'll be back. Morning, guys. Couple more minutes and we'll get started here. All right, guys, looks like we're all getting here. Good morning. Thanks for being here. I'm Bonnie. Week 6 of Wednesday morning virtual yoga. I'm not even going to call it yoga with Bonnie. I don't know. Just what it is at this point. We're going to start low, guys. We're going to start on our backs today. No props required. We'll go propless. And yeah, like I said a couple minutes ago, if you weren't signed in, if anybody likes music, we're not supposed to play music due to copyright stuff and whatever when we're doing these live videos through Parker Rec. So enjoy some sound in the background. Feel free to find whatever you like there. And so how about it, guys? I'm feeling a little mellow today. So, like I said, let's start on our backs. And as you first come down here, just find where you want to be, right? Soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent. Maybe you want to do a little mini shavasana, sending the legs out straight. Maybe soles of the feet come together and knees open to the side. Just kind of find the spot that you want to be to come in to arrive in your practice this morning. Make the suggestion to take the hands to the belly, or perhaps one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And as we begin, start by just allowing yourself to follow the movement of the breath. Feeling the hands rise and fall. As the breath moves within the cavity of the body. And as always, we use this attention to the breath just as a technique, a method of moving away from all of the stuff that's spiraling around us, you know, the outer world. And in some ways, there's a lot going on out there, and in some ways, it seems like we are stuck in the proverbial Groundhog Day, where we open our eyes and it's very similar to where we were yesterday. It's very odd time. But as we begin to allow our focus to move towards what's going on that inner layer, we seek that sense of coming to what our true home, that place within ourselves that, you know, really is pretty consistent, because we're always there, right? Perhaps thinking of moving out of the head if you've had a real busy mind, right? My head's been on fire lately, right? So this idea of moving out of the head and just giving ourselves some time where we hang out in the body, feeling the breath, feeling the sensations in the various muscles, structures of our body, and just giving ourselves some time there. And that's what we're going to do today, right? The physical piece of our practice. So here we go, guys. We'll start with some gentle movement. If you have taken your legs yourself into a different position, let's all situate ourselves with soles of the feet on the ground. Knees will be pointing up towards the ceiling, heels 6-8 inches away from the butts. And starting with what I refer to as reclined cats and cows. This is just a little arc and flattening of your back. So as you inhale, the low back will rise up and off the floor. There's an arc in the low back. You should be able to stick your hand underneath the low back, right? And then as we exhale, the tailbone curls and lifts a bit. The low back flattens to the ground. And it's breath and movement, of course. As we breathe in, we arch the spine. As we breathe out, tailbone lifts, low back flattens, and we round. Very much like that cat and cow movement that we do from a tabletop. This one maybe isolates a little bit more in the low back, as the upper back isn't moving much, right? It's supported by the ground. But just a nice way to begin to feel what you might have going on in that part of the body today. Good, guys. Well, still, let yourself come to a neutral spine. That's just where you're not trying to do anything. It just is the way that you naturally recline. We're going to reach left leg out long on the floor. Bring your right knee into your chest. Your fingers are interlaced, either underneath your knee or behind your thigh, whatever you're more comfortable with there. And give it a nice deep squeeze in. See what you feel there. Flex that left foot, engage your left quad. Kind of press down a bit with the left leg. Take an exhale. Lift your head, shoulders off the ground, a little more rounding to the spine. And then with an inhale, let your head, your shoulders drift back to the ground. Wiggle your toes, guys. We often don't think about our feet until we have something that goes haywire with them. Take a minute here and just really feel all that complexity. There's a lot of muscle, a lot of tendon, a lot of bones in the feet. Feel it. And then we're going to rotate the ankle, circling that right foot a few times in one direction before pausing and circling a few times the opposite way. Still, movement of the foot, give the knee a little deeper squeeze in. And then your right hand is going to support the knee. And we're going to make some circles here, guys. The idea, I often phrase this one, pretend like you have a paintbrush on your knee. And you're starting to make some doodles on the ceiling. Maybe they're circles. Maybe they're ovals. They're somewhere in between those two. But the basic idea is we explore the rotation of the femur, the thigh bone, and the hip socket. Pause and go the other way, guys. Circle the other way a few times. And ideally, we'd like to feel a glide there. A smoothness, right? Ease. Quite honestly, I got a lot of little hitches going on in this today, right? So if you're finding spots that are resistant, that are a little grippy, a little stuck, spend extra time in that place. Use the movement to start to work some of that out. Good, guys. We're gonna still, again, knee squeezes nice and deep into the chest. This one's going to be a twist. Your right arm is going to reach out to the side. It's about shoulder level, palm to ceiling. And with an exhale, leg draws across the body to the left. Think of keeping your right shoulder really pinned to the floor. Right? Sometimes there's a tendency here to kind of roll over to the left. Instead, keep your right shoulder heavy, heavy, heavy to the floor. A technique that'll help with that. Pick your left shoulder up, your upper body up a little bit. Walk it a bit more to the left. And quite often you'll find that you settle a bit more through the right side. And then through that, we're creating the twist in the spine and with an opening in the outside hip, rather than just a shift in the center of gravity. We'll inhale. Knee is going to come back to center. Support, right leg, right hand, left arm will reach out to the side. And with an exhale, open your leg out to the right this time. Little stretch there, or a big stretch. Inner thigh, groin, what do you feel? And here, there's a tendency for this left hip to start popping up and off the ground. Again, the body wants to take the easy way out. It wants to just kind of roll to the right and alleviate the opening, the stretching. So to encourage a grounding through that left hip, putting your left hand on your hip, flexing your left foot, again, engaging your quad, encourages a grounding through the left side, and then we open from that grounding, kind of the idea of a flower blooming from the root, from the stem, right? Nice. We'll inhale. Knee's going to come back to center. And we're going to extend right leg up towards the ceiling. Start with your hands interlaced behind the thigh. Little bend in your knee, keeping the softness in the joints. It's always a good idea here. We don't want to lock, hyperextend the knee. Put a nice flex in that right foot so that you activate a stretch through the calf, through the Achilles. This may be plenty, right? If you want to go a little further in this, we can climb. Hand over hand, your head and your shoulders lift as you do this, hand over hand. We climb our way up that right calf. Maybe you stop midway up the calf, grab a foot, grab a toe. Little bend in the knee again is fine. And then if you've got this, let your head, your shoulders settle back to the ground. You can't keep hold of the foot with your head and your shoulders off the ground, shift back up to your calf, right? Couple breaths there. And instead of thinking of straightening the leg, think of two things. Flexing the heel towards the ceiling and drawing the upper thigh more deeply in towards your chest. Those two are going to get you a better opening than just trying to straighten the leg. Good, guys. Last one here. Take a deep bend in that right knee. Your right knee comes in towards your right armpit. Sole of the foot is still up towards the ceiling so that the leg moves towards a 90-degree angle. Yeah, this is half happy baby. Couple breaths here. Love this little sequence. It effectively moves us through a lot of the range of motion around the hip. Very nice opener to begin with in a mellow practice. We're going to rebend that knee. One more deep squeeze in. And then with your exhale, take your right leg out long on the floor. Take a minute to feel between the two sides here, right? Just observe. So when I kind of plug into my right side, I can almost feel like the blood's flowing more cleanly, that leg, that hip feel a little looser, a little longer, a little more alive. My left side is kind of saying, hey, where's my turn, right? It's kind of craving the balance. What do you notice? Okay. We'll bring left knee into the chest. Again, fingers interlace under the knee, behind the thigh, wherever that is. Flex your left foot, your right foot. Wiggle your left toes. Really wiggle. Feel. A lot of stuff going on in that foot. And then beginning the rotation of the ankle. Circling the ankle. Very common, you'll get some pops here, nothing to worry about. Pause and circle the other direction. That would be my ankle. Good, guys. We're going to still that movement, and then this circular movement comes up into the knee. Again, put your paintbrush on your knee. And start to draw on the ceiling. Maybe they're circles, maybe they're ovals, maybe they're little and tiny, maybe they're big, right? Just find the spot that addresses whatever your body's craving this morning. And then here to pause and circle the other way a few times. Beautiful, guys. Pause, squeeze your knee in. With an exhale, lift head, shoulders off the ground, just round nose to knee. Good. Settle the shoulders back to the mat. Reach your left arm out to the side, shoulder level. Palm to ceiling, and with an exhale, bring your left knee across the body to the right for that reclined twist. Left shoulder, keep it grounded here. If that's challenging, if you're finding that left shoulder is lifting way up and off the ground, pick up the right shoulder, walk it a little further to the right, and then see if you can find a sense of being a bit more connected to your mat through that left shoulder, not shifting the center of gravity. And we'll inhale. Leg is going to draw back to center. Left hand supports your left leg. Right arm reaches out to the side. And with an exhale, left leg opens out towards the left. The right hip is wanting to pop up and off the ground, flexing right foot, engaging quad, and even taking right hand onto that hip and encouraging it down so that you ground and then you open from the grounding. Feeling what you feel instead of moving away from sensation, even if it's uncomfortable sensation. Let yourself be there. And for the record, uncomfortable and pain, two different things. Uncomfortable we sit with. Pain is a warning, right? We know the difference between discomfort and pain when it comes right down to it. If you ever get those sharp, spiky things that indicate pain, you back off, you move out. Good. We'll inhale, knee back to center. Legs going to extend up towards the ceiling, beginning with the fingers interlaced behind the thigh. A softness to the knee, a flex in that left foot. The idea of drawing this left thigh in towards the belly, more important than trying to straighten the leg. And then if you want a little bit more, we're going to climb hand by hand. Up the back of the left calf, maybe you get your heel, your foot, your toe. And then let your head, your shoulders settle back to the mat, even if that means your hands are just midway up the calf. Maybe they're still behind the thigh. It's all good, right? If you're feeling, you're in a good spot. And it may be very different on this side than the other. In reality, very few of us are symmetrical in our bodies. So honor that. Be aware of it. And move within what's appropriate for whatever place you're working. Good. Next few breaths, guys. Finish this up. Take a deep bend in your left knee. Knee comes in towards your armpit. The thigh is kind of wide, right? So it's sort of outside of the rib cage rather than directly into the chest. Sole of the foot's up towards the ceiling. Breathe into what you feel. Good, guys. And then we'll take a nice deep bend back in that right knee. Give, squeeze in. Good. And then exhale. Take your left leg out long on the mat. A minute to observe. Hopefully feels a little bit more balanced at this point. Good, guys. Okay, so a little warm up there for the lower parts of the body, the feet, the legs, the hips. Let's gradually start to move upward here. Going to do some work in the spine, next area. We'll get up off our backs in a sec here, but it's nice here to do a little bit of this dynamic bridge or moving bridge pose, okay? This one, soles of the feet are on the floor again, knees bent, hands, palms down by the hips, and we move. As we inhale, lift hips, lift hands, arms reach up and over the head, get long. And with an exhale, the hips and the hands start to fall back towards the mat. And this one we move, it's dynamic. Moving bridge pose. Inhale, hips and arms lift. Exhale, hips and hands descend. Let's move through that a few more times and really work on matching all this up so that when your hips are at the height of their lift, your hands just have reached their height over your head and you're at the very top of your inhale. Opposite effect when you're on your way down. Try to match it up, right? So that the hips, the hands land on the floor when you're at the very bottom of your exhale. Good, guys. Next time you are up, hips will be up, arms will be extended. Pause there, take 3, 4 really nice full breaths. Pushing into the soles of the feet, using the strength of the legs to perhaps try to lift a touch more into that. Beautiful, guys. And then exhale. Bring it down. Nice. And let's sit up. Roll to a side. Come to seated. And just continuing. A little more movement in the spine, right? All of our body's movement originates in the spine, right? This place between the collarbones and the pelvis. And loosely speaking, our spine moves in 6 directions. The twists, side to side, lateral movement, side to side, forward bending and back bending. It's why we so often hit these places in our yoga practice. Here, guys, we're going to reach our right leg out long. We're going to take our left leg and place the sole of the left foot just outside the right knee. The left knee is towards the ceiling. We're going to take a breath in here. Right arm is going to extend towards the ceiling. And with an exhale, just wrap your right elbow around your left knee, even if you can take the back of the arm to the thigh, and spiral to your left. Few breaths here. Body is very upright. Seek a balance in that spiral of your spine, right? Low back, mid back, upper back, and neck. All kind of move in the same range. Head and neck are the easiest to move. Don't overdo it there. Good, guys. With an inhale, we'll come back to center. Slide left leg long. And real simple. Just bend your right leg, sole of the right foot outside your left knee. And here, left arm extends up towards the ceiling. And with your exhale, spiral to your right this time. Your left elbow wraps around that left knee. So we hold this for a few breaths. Take the time to refine your posture, right? Get a little more length in the spine. Think of each vertebrae moving away from the one beneath it. Find that space in the little cushions, the little discs between your vertebrae. Open the collarbones, relax the shoulders. Breathe. Good, guys. On your inhale, let's come back to center. Extend both legs out long. Take a breath in. Both the arms are going to reach high over the head. I'm going to start with a little bend in the legs. We're not real warm yet. Take an exhale and come down into a forward fold. Couple breaths here. Think more about finding length in the spine, moving the spine forward, than straightening the legs and getting that stretch in the hamstrings. Legs are easy to stretch for the most part. Again, originate the movement in the torso. Find length there. And then, right, as the legs come into it, you come into it. But that's secondary, not primary. Good, guys. With your inhale, we'll come back up to center. We're going to take the hands back behind us. Let's take a bend into the knees here, soles of the feet on the floor again. And with the breath in, expand. Chest lifts, chin lifts. Fingertips point towards your buns if that's okay with your wrists. If not, they can point out to the side. Just a little back bend here. And if you want to touch more, guys, you can lift hips up and off the floor and move into a reverse tabletop. There's a little strengthener for the arms, a little strengthener for the back body. Beautiful, guys. Very nice. Okay, if we came up, buns back to the floor. Let's all come on out of that back bend. And let's move on here. Let's come on into tabletop. Okay, hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And let's start some of those hip circles. Your knees are the foundation of the pose. And your hips swing around. Good. When your hips are towards front or back, pause and go the opposite direction. Let's still and take a few rounds of your cat and cow as you inhale, head, sit bones lift. As you exhale, belly button rounds, head and tailbone draw towards each other. And keep going, guys. Inhale and lift. Exhale and round. A few more. Notice how this is a little more complete movement for the spine than when we do it reclined, right? You'll feel hopefully a little bit more sensation in your upper back and your neck. Any little creative moves that you might want to put in here? Now's your chance for that. It's just kind of free form movement. Body might want to go side to side, front to back, hip circles, barrel rolls, whatever that feels like, looks like in your practice today. There's no right way, no wrong way to approach this one. Really nice, guys. We'll still, and let's take hips back to the heels. Moment in child's pose. So in child's pose, typically the big toes touch. Knees can be together, they can be a little spread, they can be a lot spread. If you can, your forehead drops to the mat. If your forehead does not conveniently come to the mat, make a little stack with your fists. Let your forehead rest somewhere. And then rock your forehead on the mat, a little bit side to side. Pineal glands back there. Third eye, as it's often called. And just this little action of stimulating that area of the body creates some good response in the nervous system. It's calming, clearing. Good, guys. We'll still movement through the head here. While we're down here, let's take one more little stretch for the sides and back. Lift your body up a couple inches. We're going to walk ourselves to the left. Take a big old reach here with your right hand. Put it kind of like on the back of the left hand. Try to keep your right hip low, rounded. And then let your body round down over that left thigh while really using this reach of the right arm and the opposing energy of trying to keep that right hip grounded to bring, oh wow, just really an incredible sense of opening through that, what kind of outer right side of the back. What do you feel in here, guys? What do you feel? And then deepen the breath into what you're feeling and notice the edge that that creates. We'll switch sides. Walking hands back through center. Head over to the right. Take that big, deliberate reach with the left arm. Then let the body start to melt down over the right thigh. Breathing in to whatever you're feeling there through the left side of the body. Excellent, guys. We'll release, walk ourselves back to center. Reach arms forward, pull up into your tabletop, and let's tuck toes, lift knees, lift hips. Come on into downward facing dog. Start as usual, guys, knees a little bent. Work this incredible extension in the upper body first. Your fingers are wide, your hands are kind of pushing forward, like you're trying to claw towards the top of the mat. There's a little flex, a little lift in the sit bones. Try to lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling. And then the pedal of your feet, that play in the lower body, start to bring the legs into it. Once you've created that length in the spine, the support with the upper body. Good, guys. We'll still take a couple nice full breaths there in stillness. Good. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards the feet, guys. You're in a standing forward fold towards the back of the mat. So let your body hang, let your head be heavy, your jaw relax. And again, with a little bend in your knees, think of flaring your sit bones up towards the ceiling. That action actually gets you a very interesting stretch in the hamstrings, much healthier way to approach that stretch than trying to straighten and hyperextend the knees. Good. And then let's come up, guys. You can roll or sweep to standing. Find your way to mountain pose. All right. Let's take an inhale and reach the arms high up and over the head. Good, guys. Let's take the hands behind the low back with the exhale. Fingers interlace. We do this one a lot, right? With your breath in, knuckles stretch down to the floor, collarbones open. Good, a little soft in the knees. And with an exhale, belly button to thighs. Fold forward. Hands lift. Legs straighten. And reach, reach, reach. The knuckles up towards the ceiling. Good, guys. With an exhale. Hands will separate, bring them to the shins. Maybe you keep your fingertips on the floor. Take a breath in, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Good, guys. Inhale. Roll, sweep to standing, arms reach high. Good, exhale to your cactus arms. Elbows bend. Moving into the shoulders, the upper back, right? Right elbow crosses under your left. You're gonna wrap to eagle arms, guys. It's forearms wrapping around each other. If that's not good for your body, take your fingertips to your upper back. Squeeze your forearms, lift your shoulders a little bit. Try to drop your shoulders. There is a natural lift here. They're gonna lift some. Don't let that become crazy though, okay? Little bend in your knee. Draw the belly button to the spine. And with an exhale, start to come forward here. Your elbows pull in towards your solar plexus. Body lowers. Last couple breaths. Let your elbows just kind of dangle away from your body now, with the forearms still wrapped or the hands still hugging. Good. And then while you're low, unwind your arms. Take a breath in, rise to standing, arms high. And right into the other side, guys. Eagle arms, cactus first. And this time, left elbow wraps under the right. Wrap those arms up the other way. Again, forearms press or fingertips to your upper back. Lift your elbows. Try to take your hands away from your face to touch. Check in with your shoulders. Yes, they lift some. Don't let that be exaggerated though, right? And then coming down, softness in your knees. Squeeze elbows to solar plexus. Feel that expansion between your shoulder blades. And then come down. When you get down, let the elbows move away from the solar plexus. Gravity takes over there. Good, guys. Unwind your arms. Bodies are still forward. Hands to shins, or my legs are feeling pretty open. So if hands are to the floor, so be it. Take a breath in, lift halfway. Good, guys. Exhale and fold. Inhale, roll, sweep to standing, arms up. And exhale. Come on into mountain pose. Beautiful, guys. Okay, let's do a few standing poses. We're going to keep it mellow here this morning, though. Let's inhale. Arms high up and over the head. Good, guys. As you exhale, arms sweep widely with your chest and fold. Take a breath in. Lift and lengthen your body. Exhale, fold back down. Good, guys. Step your right foot back. Let's ground the heel. And with your inhale, reach the arms high. Warrior one. Little time here this morning. Clean it up. Give yourself a nice deep bend in that left knee. Push the outside of your right foot more firmly to the floor. And then with an exhale, draw your right hip a little further forward. Beautiful, guys. We're going to fly from here. Keep your legs strong and exactly as they are. And as you exhale, body leans forward. Fingertips reach towards the wall and back of you. Think long from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Beautiful, guys. We'll inhale. Arms lift, body lift. You back to your warrior one. Beautiful. With your exhale, arms are going to open front to back. Find your way to warrior two. And again, just a little bit of time there, guys. Not crazy holds, but give yourself time. Widen the legs. Sink more deeply into that lunge on the left. Lift through your pelvic floor. Reach your arms, not from the shoulders, but from the center of the body. Beautiful, guys. From here, let's take hands to hips. Flip your feet the way they want to go. We're in a wide-legged stance. And then we'll inhale, arms high. Up and over the head, palms touch. Good, guys. Palms keep touching. And with an exhale, lean forward. Hands release to the mat. And a little pulse here. It's just lift and lengthen the body. As we breathe in, arms straighten and body lifts halfway. Yum. Exhale and fold back down. Good, guys. Again, inhale. Body lifts halfway. Exhale. Fold back down. Good, guys. Once more. Body's going to lift halfway. We're going to meet there this time. Okay. And we're going to switch sides. Your right toes are going to turn towards the back of the mat. Walk your hands around so that they frame that right foot. Readjust your back foot so you're in warrior legs. Back foot turns slightly in. And then inhale. Arms up and over the head. You're in your warrior one on this side. Deepen the lunge. Press the outer edge of this left foot into the mat, and from that, draw the left hip touch further forward. Good. Flying warriors next. With an exhale, your body begins to scoop forward. Hands reach back from the hips, fingertips towards the wall and back of you. And really try to get this incredible extension from the tailbone out through the crown of your head, from your breastbone to your fingertips. Good. Inhale and open. You're back to your warrior one. Beautiful, guys. With your exhale, swivel the hips to the long side of the mat. The arms reach front to back. You're in your warrior two. Maybe a touch wider in the legs. Touch deeper in the lunge. Keep the right knee moving out over the right ankle. Lift the pelvic floor. Reach the arms. Beautiful, guys. And then again, hands to the hips. Flip the toes the way they want to go here. And we'll inhale. Arms high. Up and over the head. Palms touch. With your exhale, body starts to fold forward. Hands to the floor. Pulsing here, guys. With your breath in, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Good, again, inhale, lift halfway. exhale and fold. One more time, lift halfway. We'll meet there this time. Left toes, flip back to the top of the mat. Walk your hands up to frame that foot and step forward. You're in your standing forward fold. Nice, guys. Lift and lengthen on an inhale. Refold with your exhale. Good. Inhale, roll, sweep to standing. Arms high over the head. And exhale. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Breath or two there. Good. All right, we're going to go through one more little set, similar to that guy, okay? Again, inhale, arms reach high over the head. Good, exhale, arms wide, and we fold. Good, guys, take an inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. This time your left foot's going to step back. Again, ground your heel. And with an inhale, warrior two this time. Arms are front to back. Nice. Let's hit a little triangle on this one. Got nice long legs at this point. Straighten your right leg. Take an exhale. Start to reach long with that right arm, that right waistline. Take your right hand to the shin, the foot, the floor, and expand left arm to the ceiling. Good. Little circles with the left arm to kind of free up the left shoulder. Your left palm faces the wall in front of you. And with an exhale, sweep the arm forward. Big old circle, and with the inhale, it comes up the back. Wind up where you started. Two more of those, guys. Big rotation forward. And up the back. Good. And the next time you're up there with the arm reaching towards the ceiling, we'll meet back. Full triangle. Couple breaths there. Good, guys. And then we'll bend our front knee. Lift back to the warrior two. Good. And then let's bring hands down inside your right foot. And then we got some choices to make. You can keep your left foot grounded, your left heel grounded. Bend the elbows and drop down inside your right leg. You can lift your left heel, so you're in high lunge, and do the same thing, right? These all feel different. The other option is to drop to your left knee and come down. Any of these work. Let's take a couple breaths there. This is mostly about the right hip, right? Good, guys. All right, from wherever you are, push back up to straight arms. If you are on your left knee, go ahead and lift your left knee. And we're all going to walk ourselves around into a wide-legged forward fold. Ooh, take a minute and feel that. Right and left side should feel pretty different, right? And then, let's see here. Toes a little wider than the heels. Little side to side to begin with, guys. Right knee bends, move away from your left foot. Left knee bends, move away from the right foot. Couple more like that. And if you are experiencing this sense of being very imbalanced between the right and the left side here, you're doing something right. Good. Still through center, guys. Put a deep bend in your knees. Lift your hands up onto your inner thighs. So you're in kind of this goddess squat thing, right? And then the movement. As you exhale, left shoulder drops. Look to the right. Inhale, center. Right shoulder drops. Look left. Couple more. Moving with your breath. Your inhale brings you to center. The exhale. We find depth in this really lovely standing twist. A lot of good stuff for the back in this guy. Good guys, balance out. We'll meet in center. Finishing, lift your body. Lift your hands. And drop a little deeper into the legs. Knees are moving towards the wall in back of you. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Arms, legs straight. And we're heading to the other side, guys. Left toes point to the top of the mat. And we open to our warrior two in that direction. Should be going the other way that you were last time, right? Good. Then our triangle. Front leg straightens. Left arm reaches long. Left waistline reaches long. Left hand finds your shin, foot, or floor. Right arm reaching to the ceiling. Circles, guys. Right shoulder. Your palm flips to the wall in front of you. And with an exhale, arm reaches forward. With an inhale, it rotates up the back. Couple more like that. Excellent. Next time your arms high, we'll meet there. Beautiful. And then bending the front leg. Lift back to your warrior two. Beautiful. And then it's your choice of this sort of lizard pose like hip opener. Hands are going to drop down inside your left foot. Same choices. Left heel can stay on the floor, warrior style legs. You can lift your left heel to a lunge. You can drop to the knee. And then whatever you've got, bend your elbows. Try to drop just a touch deeper in towards that left hip. Good, guys. Straighten your arms. Walk yourselves to center. Toes a little wider than the heels. One more round of your skater pose, your Skandasana. Bending one knee. Moving your center of gravity away from the opposite foot. Stretch in your thighs. Hamstrings, groin, back, what are you feeling? Good. Balancing, pausing through center. Take a deep bend in the knees are moving backwards. Hands, again, are going to crawl up onto the thighs. And once more, the twists. Right shoulder drops, look left. Inhale to center, left shoulder drops, look right. Couple more rounds like that. Beautiful, guys. Balance out. Pause through center. Lift your body. Lift your arms. Beautiful. Then straighten arms and legs. And, wow, I got pretty wide there. It's heel toeing, guys. Nice. Ooh. Might want to shake that out a little bit. Where does the time go? onto our backs. Once again, guys. Let's bring knees to chest. And since I am long-winded today, we're going to move right into this moment of contemplation. What do you need? Is it that full happy baby? Is it a shoulder stand? Is it your legs up the wall pose? Maybe you want to do some core work, although I think Shannon is teaching glutes and abs next, so maybe you do your core there. The idea being to check in with yourself. To perhaps notice if there's some missing pieces in your practice. And to take the time to do what you need to do, to feel satisfied, to feel complete. Take as much time as you need. Finishing those postures, those poses, those stretches. And then find your way to a comfortable seated spot, a comfortable reclined spot. And give yourself a moment or two, or 10 or 20, as you end your practice. To work on what is really at the heart of all of this. Is to be able to move away from the doing, to move into this idea of being, and to be comfortable with the time you spend there. Thank you, as always, guys, for sharing part of your Wednesday morning with me. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.